Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. It's Tracy, and so I meant to film these videos that I'm going to do now earlier, but I ended up going out, so I'm running a bit late. So better late than never. This one is the 10 Yarny Things, and I've been tagged by Crystal the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady to do this, and I've been meaning to do it for a while. At the end of the video, I will give a few names of people that I'm tagging. So basically there are 10 questions, and I think this originated from Crystal at Bag a Day. So, what is your favourite colour of yarn? Well, I used to have one colour that was my favourite, and that was blue. All shades of blue, all different blues. But, because blue is kind of one of my favourite colours. But just recently, I've gone in for lots and lots of different colours. And so the Stylecraft Cabaret in the Underwater Rainbow and in the Midnight Hours, those are just heavenly. Even better than the Lagoon, which is the blue one. So really, I have a bit of a soft spot for blue, but I just like so many different ones now. It just depends, you know, and what you're making as well. But I just like colours. I like everything. I like yarn, so. But if I had to give one, it would be blue. What is your favourite weight of yarn? Difficult question, that, really, because this in the UK we have an abundance. We are sort of weighted towards 3 weight, which is double knitting. It's everywhere. When I was a child, you could get mostly 3-ply and 4-ply, which is fingering and sport weight across the pond. But and a DK was considered quite chunky in a way. It was the winter yarn that came when the seasons changed to make your bits and pieces with. So then, of course, you had Aran, but not the 4 weight that you know across the pond. It was more just for those big sweaters that, you know, fishermen and farmers wear, that sort of thing. And they were tended to be like really just muted colours or cream. And then we had chunky, and we did get super chunky, but they were not very common. But now, because we're so got a heavy abundance really of 3 weight, it's what I'm used to using. And it's what I'm used to seeing made up. But having said that, since I started my channel and I started buying yarns from online suppliers and getting ice yarn and yarns from Hobby, you may have seen this sitting over here tentatively like waiting, I've been getting into 4 weight. So I do like the way it works up. I like the fact that it's still not thin, but it's not bulky, but at the same time it's substantial. So I kind of like I don't like an ultra thin 3 weight. Having said that, I'm making a new blanket at the moment, which the 3 weight is quite fine and it's looking nice, but it is for a baby. So yeah, I'm kind of used to 3 weight, but that's more by default. But I do like a 4. What is your favourite style of yarn? I like all yarn. I do like a roving yarn. This James C. Brett that I've been using, I do love the way it works up, and it's got this kind of tattiness to it. But as you can see, there are some quite fat strands, if I can show you, quite chunky fat strands, and then you get some that are fairly thin. So I quite like that, and I like the way it does actually work up. But I do like a really good weave as well. So it's just, and I do like, I don't know whether that means, when I read that style of yarn, whether that means like a roving yarn, or whether it means a cake yarn that's all different colours and variegated, or could mean either, couldn't it? So I do like a cake yarn, I must admit. I've got quite into those recently. But, you know, just like yarn. What is your favourite fibre of yarn? I like acrylic. I'm a very simple girl of simple tastes. I can't use too many natural fibres like mohair. I'm allergic to it, and sometimes they make me itch. So I will use cotton, and I will use some wool content. I like merino. I like silk yarn. I like the cotton silk. I just like it all really, but my favourite to work with, I have to say, is acrylic, because it's just so easy to work with, and it's what's mostly available. What's your favourite brand that you can get easily within your country? I would have to say then James C. Brett, because although I get a lot of King Cole, and I also get a lot of James C. Brett, I always feel that the James C. Brett is slightly softer. Not in all things. The odd occasion when I'll get a James C. Brett and think, oh, that feels a little bit on the rougher side, and then a King Cole that would be lovely and soft. But I would say James C. Brett's easy to get hold of, always, never lets you down. It's very good quality and nice and soft. What's your favourite brand that isn't easy to get within your country? Lion Brand. I do like Lion Brand. Everything that I've had from Lion Brand I've really, really loved. It's not very easy to get in this country at all. I can go to Hobbycraft, now they're open again. I can go to Hobbycraft and they'll have a limited choice there, but it will be a very, very limited choice. So I'd say that's my favourite alternate brand. I can't say ice yarn, although I've got a lot of ice yarn and I've really liked it. I really, really do, but I've only ever ordered once, because now we have to pay customs as well. It's just priced itself out really out of reach. Favourite yarn brand that isn't uploaded. One favourite yarn store online and favourite brick and mortar. So hard to say. I've been kind of ordering from lots and lots of different online yarn stores and reviewing them. But if I had to say one that I've used the most, it would be Deramores. And I guess it's because they give me Dera points. They've got a good variety of yarn. And just bear with me a sec and turn my fan off. They've got a good variety of yarn. They've got good offers. You accrue points and you get good money off. However, I also like Lovecraft's Hobby and Wool Warehouse, and all the others that I've used, I've not really had one that's been a disaster. They've all been really good, but I've used Deramores the most because of their vouchers. That's basically why, and the fact that they email me every 5 minutes. So you know, they keep pulling me in with a tractor beam. My favourite bricks and mortars closed down, unfortunately. Used to be in the town, and they did have a really good King Cole range. All of the tinsel yarn and everything else I used to get in there for Christmas. So now I'd have to say Hobbycraft. There is one other, well, if it's still there, because so many shops have closed down. There was a shop that I could get King Cole from in Chatham, which is a bit further away. But then again, Hobbycraft's far away. But I can get a lot more besides in Hobbycraft, and get a lot of different brands. I can get not only their yarn, the Women's Institute yarn, all of the ones that I recently had in the yarn haul that I just did from my shopping trip, and more besides. That you can, they're like ordering online, like the kind of variety, but you get to feel it. So that's, I'd have to say then Hobbycraft, because it's the only big shop that we've got around here that do yarn. Do you keep scrap yarn? If so, what do you do with it? Oh God, I wish I didn't. I've recently started to throw stuff away because of space, but I'm notorious for keeping the scrappiest scraps of yarn, because I always think, you know, my mind casts back to the days when I used to make scrap blankets with my mum, and even the smallest piece would be the beginning square on a square. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm a hoarder when it comes to my scraps. But No, I don't have the space. A lot of my projects that I've made or things that I've had at UFOs are now finding their way into the bin because I just cannot do it, and it's actually quite therapeutic to declutter. So it's hard to part with yarn, but I have to look at it now and realistically decide whether I will ever touch that again. And if the answer to it's no, if it's a substantial size, it goes in the charity bag, and if it's not a substantial size, it kind of goes in the bin. But I did used to keep scrap yarns, and the little bits I snip off, and I used to use them as stuffing for things, which isn't a bad idea. What's your favourite thing to crochet or knit? I guess knit would have to be a scarf, because I don't really knit. I did a little jacket when Harley was born, but I don't knit much in the way of anything other than a scarf, that sort of thing. I'm not a knitter. I can knit, and I can do so much knitting that you'd think I would do it more, but I tend to crochet mostly. And my favourite thing to crochet, I don't know, I like doing baby bits, but I love doing blankets and afghans, all kinds of blankets. If you could crochet or knit one last thing for the rest of your life, what would it be, and what yarn would you use? Whoa. Probably blankets then, I'd have to say, but then it would get really boring, wouldn't it? Or shawls. I've made a few shawls lately, and fingerless mittens and stuff like that. I like to do quick projects, but at the same time I like to have one long-term one on the go. So I'd say blankets, because you can do either, can't you? You can make small ones, you can make big ones, enormous ones. And what yarn would I use? Oh, goodness, I don't know. Mandala yarn, I'd say. I really enjoyed using that mandala when I made my lapgan. I loved that mandala yarn. That was really, really cool. So then, my tags, and I have no idea if these people have already been tagged or not. That's Creatively Created Crochet, or Triple C as we all know her as, Yarn It Out, Kerry the Yarny Elephant, and Madonna Ballad. So you guys, if you've not already been tagged, consider yourselves tagged. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care everyone. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.